I want to get to the book here, Killing the Witches. I got to ask two questions right off the bat. Number one, how do you decide who's next in the series? And then why did you choose to go here? Because in a lot of cases, the Killing series has focused on a person, Kennedy, Jesus. This was a movement, if you will, I guess, the Salem era. And you go through history. Why did you choose this?
I chose it because the witch hunt is back in America. So I can write about whatever I want to write about. All right. I've earned that. But the Salem witch hunt and the trials led to the deaths of 20 innocent human beings, 1692. And it was just a few years after the Mayflower came over. That's where we begin. Put the reader on the Mayflower. And believe me, Sean, you and I did not want to be on that boat.
No.
That was horrendous coming over here. So they get here, and it's all theocracy. Crazy ministers telling everybody they're going to hell. The devil's whipping around. You do anything, you're in Iraq, you're getting beaten. And then it just goes out of control in Salem, and they start to hang innocent people because little girls, 9, 10, 11, and 12, are pointing to adults going, she's a witch. She did this. She did that. No due process. No chance to say, well, I didn't do it. I'm not a witch. Okay? And we have it back. And you know what the witch hunt is called today, Sean? Cancel culture.
I'm glad that's what I was going to say. This sounds vaguely familiar. And so
there he is.
But do you make that connection in the book, or is it?
Oh, yeah.
So it's saying, hey, this historical movement, and here are the examples of what happened today?
Oh, yeah. At the back end of the book, the back third of Killing the Witches is today. And we give you case histories of regular folks, have their lives destroyed by unfounded accusations. And the reason it's happening today is because the media enables the cancel culture.
I'm thinking,
you're accused of anything, page 1. You're exonerated. Maybe they'll mention it on 32.
Yeah.
But your life is already ruined. It's back.
I think immediately.
So people need to know the genesis of it, how horrible it is.
I mean, immediately I'm jumping to a case like Nick Sandman of Covington Catholic, right? They convict him out of the gate. He even sues and wins. But now, I mean, when you conjure up that name, it's the guy who went after the Native American. It's not.
What? Are you a sports fan?
Yes. Well, I'm a New England fan. I'm a Red Sox and Patriots fan.
ESPN. I'm sorry about the Patriots, by the way.
Thank you.
ESPN. Okay? Tennis announcer, Serena Williams. He's announcing. He says Ms. Williams is using guerrilla tactics like guerrilla war, GUE, hit and run. New York Times stringer goes on the internet and says, this ESPN guy called Serena Williams a gorilla, G-O-R-I. ESPN fires the man, fires him. He has a heart attack and almost dies. And to this day, he's unemployed, no apology. He didn't do it. The tape shows what he did. This is the Salem witch hunt.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a rope around his neck. He's in intensive care with a heart attack. And we chronicle this. Every part of all of my books, but Killing Witches is documented. It's not an opinion book. It's a fact-based book. Here's what happened. And Americans are repeating in 2023 what happened in 1692.
So
it's horrifying.
So where do you think, I mean, you are a champion of and a success in the independent media space. We're on the first. You and I together, obviously this is airing at 6 p.m. You're on at 8. Where do you think the future of media goes? Because I look at instances like that, like you're describing, and have to believe that part of the reason that people are cutting the cord and not believing in corporate media anymore is because of examples like you just gave.
Look, Americans are slow to understand corruption. It's always been that way. Because most folks don't want to think ill of people. They don't. But the corruption at the corporate media now is unprecedented in this country. It's never been this bad. So if you consume television news or the big urban newspapers, they're lying to you. And I can prove it 1,000 different ways. And I lived it, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
I work for CBS News, ABC News, Fox News. I know what's happening. I see it. It didn't used to happen when I first started my career. And when I was at Fox News, we ran a clean show. That's why we were the most successful cable news program in history, and no one will ever top it. But now, totally different.
So what's the future?
You know, it's hard to say. We need a strong leader in this country. We need a leader who's going to engage at the media level, at the crime level. We need people who are going to be in the federal and state governments who are going to say enough. We're not going to have drug addicts running wild, looting, breaking into stores, and not being punished. We're not going to have people selling poison fentanyl and they're out on bail in 2 hours. We're not going to have it. We're not going to have a media that distorts and lies to make money. We'll investigate those people. There are still rules, Sean. Okay? But until we get that person or people, that trend, it's going to get worse.
So what about cable news specifically? As I mentioned, we got 32% of America that has cut the cord. I mean, is left. That's it. Everyone else has cut the cord. Is there a future in cable media?
They'll always be there. But there's no young people watching anymore. Right. Below the age of 50, forget it. Young people don't watch.
Are you happy? You've had tremendous success in this field. I mean, you have built a great show. And you're not tethered by cord. Are you happier that you have found this pasture?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I don't have the power that I had when I was doing The Factor, but it's close. So BillO'Reilly.com, which is our nexus where we live, is the most successful independent news agency in the world right now. And the revenue that we generate is staggering.
I know.
We're building every month. And our partners, like The First, they're building. So whether you like me or you don't, and I understand that a lot of people don't, I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deceive you. All right? And if you're looking for information, I got it. And I'll give it to you.
Like I said,
the others, boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, awful.
Well, you've been a trailblazer. Like I said, this is the 13th book in the Killing series. Before we go, Bill, I want to do a quick little lightning round. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. When you travel, do you arrive early or just in time?
Early.
How low will you let your cell phone battery go?
I need that phone. So I am conscious of recharging it at 40.
I see. This is why I love you. I can barely go below 50, but I'll give you the 40. How many unread emails do you currently have?
I read them all, but I don't read them all. I've got an assistant who does that for me, but I have a personal line, and pretty much all of them I read.
That's fantastic. Who's the coolest celebrity you've ever met?
Yo, I met them all.
Okay, who's the coolest?
Clint Eastwood.
Oh, I love that. I'll share that. I got that one with you as well.
Jack Nicholson is a close second.
Who?
And Sean Connery is a close third. They're the top three.
Oh, Eastwood, though, I have my own. I'll give. I had an opportunity to spend 48 hours with that guy, and I will never, ever forget it. Right. If you could have a drink with someone that you've never met before, who would it be?
I don't drink, but
you do drink. You just don't drink alcohol.
I don't drink alcohol. I'd have a Dr. Pepper with the Pope.
Oh, good call. Biggest pet peeve?
You know, I don't like people who are late because that shows a disrespect. I want you to be on time, and if you can't be, just give me a shout or an email or a text or whatever. But people who are late, that kind of bothers me.
Okay. What's something you won't go cheap on?
Clothing. My clothing is top of the line, lasts forever. So I don't buy cheap stuff.
Doesn't surprise you. All right, this one's the last one, but it might be a challenge here. I did a reality TV stint on Dancing with the Stars. If you were forced to go on a reality television show of your choosing, what would it be?
I go on the Survivor thing, but what I do is I would just go to the island at their expense and then split. And I just do my own thing. Hey, is anybody looking for me? That's it.
I'm reading a book. Anyway, Bill O'Reilly, thanks for your time. Congratulations. The name of the book is Killing the Witches, the 13th, and what was ridiculously robbed is the #1 slot on the bestseller list. But we will help you get there next week.
Thank you, Sean.
God bless you.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it very much.
You bet.
Bye.